watching SKST Radio.
Well. Welcome to another episode of Cocktails and Conversations with your girls. We got Miss Ayesha over there.
Hey,
Hey,
everybody.
how's everybody doing this evening? Well, we got to make sure that we get our little toast in before we start the show. Let me see if I
Yes.
can get my thing
Got
turned
my
around.
beautiful tumbler.
Hey, we got our little tumblers. Cheers to you, my friend.
Cheers.
Mm-mm-mm. It's Dr. Pepper today.
Mine's a
It's
little
not
bit
5 o'clock.
orangey.
Y'all, I'm always saying it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's
It's
not
five,
5 o'clock.
right?
Okay, girl. Well, you know what? It's been a whole week since you've been here and in Virginia. I miss you. Thank you so much for coming to Virginia. It was so much fun.
Oh,
And the week
absolutely.
just
Thank you
flew
for
by,
having me.
Oh my gosh, it just flew by, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
The whole weekend was just like crazy. But it was good to see you, and it was good to let people here in Virginia get a chance to put a face, with the real person that's on the camera. So I thought that was really cool. So tell me about your experience here. How did you feel visiting Virginia?
When I first stepped off of the plane, first of all, being in the airport, it was like deceiving. I thought the airport was like super huge. And then when I get all the way to the front, and I'm like, that's it. It was like a little tiny cute little airport. It was all
Uh-huh.
beautiful, had all little stores and all of that.
Mhm.
And then I step
Mhm.
outside, and the first thing I was taking in was the fresh air. I mean, you guys, I have to say, Virginia, you guys have some beautiful trees. I mean, they were just beautiful. And so I was just taking in all the nature, and I'm sitting here like a little tourist with my camera, just snapping everything, looking at the trees and just taking everything in. But it was really beautiful. Even the flight, like coming in, I was able to get like an area view. So it was really nice. It was
Oh,
lovely to
good.
see the
Oh,
beach, the
good.
sand. Oh, just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I had a wonderful time. Thank you so much for having me. I loved it. So I hope to come back soon.
Oh yeah, we want you to come back real soon. I didn't want you to go, so if you didn't have a family, I bet your butt be right here with your big sister.
Right.
So, guys, let me let y'all know a secret. I was trying to stall them. Her and T Nice. We're in the car, and I'm going. You know what? I forgot we need to go back and get bags, or I kept making up all excuses so they can miss their flight, right? And Aisha got her little phone out. She started, okay, you need to go this way, go that way. She had already put the map out to the airport. I was like, boy, y'all wrong for that.
She tried to put in the wrong GPS.
I sure did. I really did. I was like, man, my taste of home is leaving me. So that was kind of crazy. I was like, oh, but it was fun. I had fun. It was a good
I did.
time.
I did as well.
It got sad at the end because I was
Yeah, it
just
did.
didn't
It
want to
was
see
too
y'all
quick.
leave.
I think we were doing too much. This is what it was. We were busy.
Yeah,
We worked. We had a good time, but we worked hard too. Don't
yeah,
get it
yeah.
twisted. We
Oh
did.
yeah.
We were out there busy.
It's like, do you
Out
remember
there in
those
that
days with
sun.
Cammy? You have to work. Yeah, I remember all that fun, boy. Let me tell you. But anyway, we got a couple of new topics. The first one is yours. Go ahead and introduce it.
So we want to talk about Monique. She has been trending in the news. If everybody knows who Monique is, she is a comedian. She's been on several platforms. She's been in movies, and she was addressing the fact that women are stepping out of the house with bonnets on, with pajamas, and things that should be worn at night. And
Hmm.
so, wanted to talk about that, get into it, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of viewer feedback on that as well. But um, I don't know. I can share my thoughts first, or if you want
Okay.
to go.
Well, okay. Well, okay. I told you and I warned you before you got here in Virginia that people wear fuzzy house shoes out in the public. That's just not done in Texas. We just don't do that. And to see that grown people walking around in night clothes, pajamas. That's the word. Walking around in pajamas, or two little shirts and stuff when you know that it's made for a slumber party, or stuff that you do wear in the house. And it's just the younger people. I don't even know if it's just younger people anymore, though. I think everyone feel like that's a trend, and that it's acceptable. So hey, I don't know if you go with the crowd, or you stick to your morals. I don't know.
I can agree with you on that. I feel like it is a trend. You didn't see this a few years back to where people were wearing the fuzzy house slippers and the bonnets. It's become sort of a fashion piece. And to me, night things that you wear at night to wrap your hair should stay at night
Yeah.
to take care of your hair. Um, Everybody's like, oh, where they're trying to defend their position, walking out the house like that. But, you are your own brand. And, to me, as a business owner, if I come out of the house looking anything but presentable. Now, that's not to say you can't have a day to where, okay, let me go run to go to the post office or go somewhere else, but I'm still not going to have a bonnet on my hair. I might
Right.
wear some sweats. I may not wear my best clothes, but I'm still going to be insert myself in a presentable fashion because I never know who I'm going to come across.
Right.
And to me, I'm hearing all these ladies and they're trying to defend it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you want to walk out the house with something that you wear at night, something that's used to protect your hair? It takes you 2 seconds to just pull it off.
Right. But
And
like, it goes back to people got comfortable being at home. So now I feel like now that you've been home, you've been stuck for almost a year inside, you really didn't go shopping. You really didn't dress for anything. You're more like we are this evening at home in our comfies, and people don't want to go back. I mean, literally, they just don't want to go back. People don't even want to go back to work. What the heck? So of course, having to get up and dress up and do something to your hair and this and that is kind of like, okay, well, my husband was in the house with me a whole year looking like this. So guess what? I'm just gonna be me, and I'm gonna relax, and I'm just gonna do me.
the problem with that is, you know, perception is everything. We say that, oh, okay, well, and people be quick to say, I don't judge, but you do. Everybody does to some degree. And if I see somebody walking out the house with their hair bonnet on and say, they might be selling something or have a business or something represented, and they give me their business card, I'm trashing it. I'm not even taking you serious. I'm not. I'm just not. And it's not anything. Perception is everything, and impressions are everything. So,
Right.
my thoughts are, if you're going to represent yourself in your best light at all times. At all
Right.
times. And that's not to say you got to be perfect walking out the house, but have a little bit of pride. That's the thing. I can't remember a day where my mother, my grandmother, even and it's funny because I don't think I've ever seen my grandmother probably leave her house except for maybe once or twice. But I bet you she sat up in that chair every day looking just as fine as wine. They no for real. The
Yeah.
older ladies knew how to carry themselves.
Yeah.
They had their earrings on. They had even if it wasn't no full thing of lipstick, they had some gloss. They had something
Right.
they were together. Their hair was together. They were up and dressed. We would get whooped for that. Let you not get yourself to wash your face in the morning and brush your
Right.
teeth and
Right.
get up and get yourself together. You know, that's just a part of putting your best foot forward. So, I'm with Monique on that. I'm glad she spoke up about that, and I don't think she did it in a malicious way. I feel like she's trying to give us a little bit of knowledge of how we should carry ourselves and present ourselves. So, big ups to Monique on that. I'm with you, girl.
Yeah, but so on the flip side of that coin, on the flip side, just flip it over.
Hmm.
We rolling, we tumbling. Okay, so first of all, if you are a person, self-righteous person who don't give a crap about what people think about you, boom. I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. I'm gonna wear my bonnet, and I don't give a crap about you. You're not paying my bills. Who are you to judge me? One. Number two, it comes from childhood. It comes from childhood, that being instilled that you don't go out the house looking a certain way. Like with me and you, we were brought up. You don't go outside that house looking any kind of way. And it's just not the same as it was when we were growing up. It's a
Right.
total different ball game. And keep in mind, we had that whole spell of kids having kids. So if they were not educated, how you expect them to educate their child? So you remember we had that whole era of grandparents taking care of these kids. So a lot of
And
stuff.
that's why I'm glad that it's somebody from our generation to say, no, that's
Yeah,
not how we do things. That's why I'm glad she spoke up, for that very reason, because of this generation. They don't know that the way they do things is completely different from the way we were raised and the way we do things. And I'm not saying all of what we've done was the best thing, but in this particular instance, it's not a bad thing that you're presenting yourself, in your best light. And so I don't understand why all the backlash about that.
right,
And
right,
that's the thing. You're going to do whatever you want to do anyway. I'm not knocking you. If that's how you choose to carry yourself, that's fine. But at the end of the day, um, it does matter. It really
right,
does matter.
right,
You are your representation. You represent yourself, and you always want to do that in your best light.
right, right. And again, you think about, go back to those videos and stuff, where women are now just dressing any kind of way. They doing, all kinds of craziness. I see a finger over the camera. So, but women are doing, the younger generation, again, they don't care. I mean, I used to frown on people who dressed a certain way. That's with your butt cheeks hanging out, boobs all over everywhere. You ain't got a choice but to look down. And I'm a sister with boobs, and sometimes I show my boobs, but sometimes I don't. And when I show my boobs, it's not me actually just showing my boobs. It's just showing some cleavage. But these women got to the point where you're looking at nipples and everything else. And so I don't want to see that. I'm trying to be sexy Miss Marilyn Monroe, but I ain't trying to see all that shit that you got going on. It's just not, it's not ethical to me. But again, that's the way some people are. Let's take a quick break and we'll come back after these messages.
After the holidays are over, most Americans prepare for taxes. Titan Tax is ready to make filing your taxes as stress-free as possible. This veteran-owned virtual tax office will prepare and submit your tax return safely from the comfort of your home. If you filed unemployment for the first time or wondering about home office tax deductions, Titan Tax Professional has the answer for you. Contact us today at TitanTax.com or 757-565-7781. Titan Tax, real help from real people.
Cammie's Closet, Cammie's Closet, Cammie's Closet, an upscale resale clothing, vintage clothing, handbag, and shoes online store. Cammie's Closet, spelled with a K, not with a T, is a small upscale resale boutique that carry gently used name brand clothing, vintage clothing, shoes, and handbags. Cammie's Closet is all about rediscovering, upcycling, and selling clothes of all kinds. Cammie's Closet believes it's an underappreciated form of clothing, and they started a win-win for everyone. The true value of resale. Cammie's Closet is very aficionado, passionate about rediscovering, upcycling, and reselling upscale resale and vintage clothing of all kinds. Go to Cammie'sCloset.com. That's K, not a T, A-M-I-S, K, not a C, L-O-S-E-T. Cammie'sCloset.com.
Welcome back. You're tuned in to Cocktails and Conversation with me and my girl, Miss Ayesha in the house.
Hey, we're
Woohoo!
back.
So we were talking about people going out and their appearance, how important their appearance is going out in the world. And I don't know, I guess we both give it um, a thumbs down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even find my camera. Thumbs down on that one. Yeah. So, people, be your best you, do the best you can going out. You never know. I think my grandmother used to say, you never go out the house wearing dirty underwear. Might be an accident and something may happen. Boom. It's the same situation. You don't want to get
Yep.
out in public looking any kind of way. You never know who you're going to meet. But again, some people don't give a crap. And for those people, you know what? Uh, I toast you because it's your best life and you only have one life to live. So, hey, take it or leave it.
Amen to that.
You think I'm really drinking, right? Yeah, it's Dr. Pepper, guys. It's Pepper. Okay, so we have another topic. May 31st was the 100th anniversary of the Black Wall Street Massacre. Do you know anything about that, Aisha?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
What do you know?
So what I know is Black Wall Street, and let me just say this: I'm referencing Black Wall Street, but there were several um, areas in which blacks pretty much had their own. We had our own banks, we had our own bakeries. It was just a community of black wealth, you know, of doctors, just a whole community. And basically, in a nutshell, this young man was accused of raping this woman, and they basically hunted him down and um, wanted to kill him. And knowing what they did back then, the community um, was able to protect him or try to protect him. And in doing so, that enraged, the white community. And so they basically burned it down. They burned up everything. They were dragging people out of their homes. And
Yes,
it was just a mass murder, real
yes.
disastrous. And it's just unspeakable.
It, yeah, yeah.
And
And the funny thing is, a lot of people don't know about that. A lot of people don't know that that massacre actually happened, and I believe that was in Oklahoma,
yep.
where it happened. And
Yep.
I was talking to one of my friends, I want to say yesterday, and she didn't even know anything about it. And I'm like, yeah, that's one of those things that it was kept quiet, you know. And so, but I do know that they had a movie called Black Wall Street Burning, and I don't know when it came out or if it's even out yet. But
Hmm.
that's probably a movie to see. Um, yeah, I don't know when it's showing or if it's already been out there, but I saw like the little clip of it, and it was really sad. It was really sad how they were trying to get out, but it I saw, I think part of it I saw where they put a little boy in a buggy and covered him up so they can get him out of town. It was that bad, and they were shooting every which way. Anybody black, you got popped. And so it was really really bad. And then they burned down, like you said before, all of the businesses. And so I guess to me, you really didn't know. It was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You really didn't know because they didn't talk about that a lot. That's not one of those things that was in our history books and things that we really didn't know about it. And so honestly, as an adult, I'm just finding out about it a few years ago, to be honest. Um, that just wasn't something that I was aware of that took place. And now being in the different little states that I've been visiting, you can see where, I would always hear Black Wall Street, Black Wall Street, Black Wall Street. And I'm thinking, I know the Wall Street Journal, you know, and so I never knew that that was why people was holding on to that, and it's amazing. It's amazing that African Americans have overcame that obstacle. Yet again, something else that we've been through that people don't even realize that the African American race has gone through. So again, that's something that everybody don't know about. And so if you look at my social media, you'll see that I've been posting it all week long, ever since the 31st. I've been posting every time I find something about Black Wall Street. I post it because I feel like we need to be educated. We need to be educated. We need to know about it. Not only that we've heard about it, but we need to see, because they have the PBS documentary um, on this whole particular situation, and to see it. Oh my God, it kind of remind you of Mississippi burning. It's like that, and it's sad, and I don't like stuff like that. But you know what? It's education. We
Yeah, I agree. It's hard for me to watch Mississippi burning. It's hard for me to even look at the story of Black Wall Street, but the significance and importance of it. Um, you, I feel like it's purposely been left out of the history book for two reasons. You want to
Mhm.
cover up the big tragedy that took place and the
Mhm.
evil that transpired, so they want to smooth that over and cover that up. But the other part of that is you are covering up a very important part of history that can actually elevate a race of people that have been suppressed. Because if we knew what our strengths were in numbers, how all of them worked together, how all of them achieved and accomplished things that people struggle with today. Just knowing that somebody else before you did that is
Exactly.
encouragement. You see,
Exactly.
that's the significance, and that is the importance of having that out there. So, it's sad that that happened, but it's also sad that you know it takes for us to put this back out here and bring these things up. It should already be included in
Yeah.
history.
Yeah.
This is part of our American history. As much
Mhm.
as some people don't like to go back and talk about those things, it has significance and it has importance.
Right. Right. I mean, sometimes you think going. Here I am. I'm flipping it now. It's time to flip it. Roll it over now. Okay. So you have to think about this too. Why keep bringing up the past? Think about how that happened 100 years ago. Then you have people who see this stuff, and you know how it is. They take things at point value, even on each race. You see what I'm saying? So they take it as if it just happened. So I can say, oh, a lot of young people will see that and get mad at white people. White people hadn't done nothing to them. You know, you're looking at people in a different light. So my girlfriend, again, talking about her, she said to me, I don't know how to address things anymore. And you know what I told her? I feel the same way. I don't know how to address things anymore because you got to be politically correct. I still talk the way I talk regardless. And it's like using the N word. You know what I mean? Black people still say nigger. They do. But it's a problem when a white person say nigger. You can't have both worlds. You can't have both worlds. And now with everything that's going on, with the killings and things like that, that just stirred that past back up. You know, it's letting us know what that was that song we shall overcome. We shall overcome. This is stuff that our parents and grandparents and their parents, they've been through all this. We've gone through it in a different way, but not as bad as they went through it. Times are different. Now, okay, yeah, they're restraining and they killing and they're doing that. But back in those days, it was way more numbers than it is here now. because they could do it and it was legal. It was legal to have a slave. It was legal. You thinking that I mean, we were hunted. We were hunted like animals. And it was legal. It was okay. So the same justice system that was okay, the police department or whoever, these same police people 100 years ago, it was okay for them to kill us and shoot us. So flipping the coin, what's the difference? They're still
So,
doing it. It's not legal, but they're still doing it. So
so
nothing's changed. It's just now that we have the videos and the cameras and stuff, we're able to see it more, but it never stopped. It never stopped. I saw where they arrested a lady who just started shooting in her neighborhood, just started shooting. And it was a black family and a Hispanic family. White lady just decided she was going to shoot those families. They got her, but it's because we're bringing up all this stuff, all this old stuff is coming back to fruition. And now, with all the stuff that happened with George Floyd and you know uh, Brianna and all these things, now it's kind of like, okay, it's putting the America against one another now. And we're more mixed now. We're more of a soup now, a family. We're more. I want to say my computer's not steady, but I want to say we're more like this now than we've ever been too. You know, we're more integrated than we've ever been too. So it makes it really hard because everybody black is not against white people, and everybody white is not against black people. And it makes it so hard, especially on our biracial children and family members, who have, uh, who's married to a Caucasian or married to an African American woman. It makes it so hard for everyone. But I don't see that it's going to be a unity because we've been living all these years and there's no complete unity. What can you do?
so for me, I still see the significance of bringing up history. So you can't pick and choose which history events you want to bring up and which ones you want to leave out. And the significance is not repeating the same cycles. You know, that's almost like, spirituality. You can't have the love and light and not do the shadow work. You have to have both, you know. So there still should be that coming together. And then it's almost like, okay, yes, you're going to have those people that are ignorant to the fact of, okay, well, this happened 100 years ago. I'm going to go act a fool with somebody because I feel like all white people did this. That's just an ignorant point, perspective,
Right.
you're going to have those people from any race. So,
Yeah.
it's really about educating yourself. And, you take this nugget, you take this bit of information, you take this bit of history, and you do your own research on what
Hmm.
went down. Let that piece of history spark something in you to do further research on
Hmm.
everything, just history in general. So you can learn yourself, learn about other cultures, you know how to treat each other,
Right.
know what not to do.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it still has significance. It's just that, you do have those select fews that are going to turn, you know, nothing into something
Right.
because they have their own agenda, or they're not educated enough to know the difference between, or know what's really going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it makes it
Absolutely.
bad because then it's tagged to a specific group when we're all not like that,
Right. Right.
you know?
Right. It's kind of like if I think I seen some kind of program where this this professor came into the room and he said to all the students, how many of you would trade places with a black person? Stand up, and nobody stood up. So it, I think that the whole reason for doing that test was to prove that all those white people in that audience know what's going on. So they wouldn't trade places with a black person. And it was so sad. It was sad that people are aware, but they don't want to be a part of the solution. Now you see people protesting and people standing for the black people and things like that. But a lot of times it's just kind of you keep your mouth shut and you keep on going.
I feel
You know,
like the same reason why they don't speak up is the same reason why some of us don't speak up. We've been indoctrinated and we've been programmed to that probably wouldn't be racist had their parents or their grandparents not taught them to be. I don't believe anybody's just born or coming out of the womb just being racist. You
hmm
know,
hmm
they're born and they're taught that they're raised and it's embodied and it's embedded in their brain. They've
right,
been programmed that way, the same way we've been programmed, to be accustomed to certain things, generational hardship as a result of slavery and all these other economic factors.
right,
But it
right.
takes a strong person and it takes a person with their own mind to realize, you know what, I am my own person. I have my own thoughts and I don't have to go by anybody else's rules. I don't have to listen to what I've been programmed, what I've been raised on. I can
hmm
form my own opinion based on my own interactions, based on my own research. I don't have
Right.
to go with the status quo. I can be my own person. And I feel like, honestly, in this generation, I'm finding that more people, the younger generation, are like, we're standing up for it. We're
hmm
ready to die for it.
Right,
May not
right,
be
right.
going about it all the right way at all times, and that's not speaking to just the young generation. I mean, just the ones that are doing things in the wrong manner is what I mean.
Exactly,
But
exactly.
I feel like um, they're not apologetic to their beliefs. And I
hmm
and I do dig that about this generation. I will say that. I do dig that. They're just like, you know what? We're standing up for what we believe in, and that's
There
it.
you go. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. I like that now because everybody is more integrated. It's more of this now opposed to this. I can't show the camera, but the two fists. Look at me. I have no sense of direction right now. So it's none of this all the time, but it's more of this is what I'm trying to say. So I love that about, like you said, about this generation. They are on point, and they're standing up for their rights. So I do like that. I do like that, and that's some unity. And they are learning, but they need to learn the whole story, not just some of it, and take
Right.
some of the nuggets and run with it. They need to learn what exactly happened. So, like this movie, like I was saying, the Black Wall Street movie is a movie to see, a must see movie, because it explains and it shows you everything that happened. And even to the fact that I saw it on TV, and I've just been researching this stuff since I've been here in Virginia, um, where the banks, black people trusted these banks to and they deposit their monies, and they had a bunch of money saved trying to build their own, and the bank embezzled their money and just stole millions of dollars from them. And so they didn't have um even they didn't even have a bank that they can trust. And so now it's not very many black owned banks in the world, but if there is a black owned bank in your neighborhood or in your area, I would pretty much put my money there, only because you're giving back to the community. You're giving back to your race, because they're having a hard time because they probably, whatever, I don't know what it takes to open up a bank, but I'm sure that the black people who opened up the bank had to go through a whole bunch of hoops and loops and, you know, almost impossible to even open up their bank. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure they went through a whole bunch of obstacles. And I guarantee you that it was one nice white person that helped them in some sort of way, helped to show them and give them the direction and things like that. Even if it was to take them in their arms and let them work for them, for probably pennies. But in exchange, that person learned how to operate that business. So it's always somebody that God put in your life that's going to be there for you, regardless. It might seem like it's the worst. You're at the end. I mean, it could be a black person, it could be a white person, no race on it. However, but with this topic, I'm sure that these people had to learn from somebody in order to do the things that they did. So they learned by working for these folks and building their own. But I'm sure somebody showed them how to do that, even if it was just to hire them so they could learn and see and watch and educate themselves in order to do that. Because remember, they didn't even really want you to learn how to read and write. So that back in those days, that still was a big deal. Going to college is like major. All black children should go to college because it wasn't available years ago. You couldn't afford college. That was just, if you didn't get a scholarship playing basketball or football, you really didn't have much. And so the poor women because keep in mind, women are the second class citizen too. So those poor women, you know, especially the Hispanic families, those kids at age 15, they want their kids to drop out of school. So it's a lot of obstacles out there for all of us. It really is. It really is. So I don't think the black race can just me, why, cry, cry, cry. Keep it moving. Don't let this stuff get you down. It's happening everywhere, all over the world, and you're not the only one crying boohoo. We all going through it. So it's up to us to stay strong and overcome it. Somebody just told me today at work, he was like, you got all these obstacles that you're hurdling over, but he said, but you're doing it. You're striving and you overcoming those obstacles. No matter how sad you get, you just need to keep dusting yourself off and keep going because you're overcoming the hurdles. And that made me feel really good because he's right. He's absolutely right. They say last man standing. You have to keep going and keep moving and be successful. You can't let other people bring you down. you know. So I don't know. That's my take on that. So how about we take a quick break and come back to some love reading or some cards or something that's going on in the world right now. How about that? That sound good? All right. Let's see what we got here.
She was a struggling actress.
Where's my beef ramen?
We're understaffed.
She just can't catch a break.
You're cheating with some slut to help my career.
Yeah, she can help me get a good agent.
He was a world-famous director who wants his comeback film to succeed.
I know what I'm doing when it comes to casting.
And I got you a good one for this.
Action. Shut up.
You shut up!
I quit.
You get Ethan Burns for me, and the movie's a hit.
Ethan's heard all the rumors about the drug abuse, and he doesn't want any part of it.
But then, fate brought them together.
So let me take care of it. I gotta go, okay?
You spelled my name wrong.
I want an unknown for this role.
I'll do it! I'll do it. You killed my brother. Now it's time for you to meet your fate.
If you could teach that to act, I'd convince Ethan Burns to do the lead in the film.
Can he turn the world's worst actor into a star
What the hell are you doing?
in just 1 week?
Punching.
Yeah, just don't.
Vengeance is mine.
Is it? I feel like the bag's winning here.
Now it's time for you to fate.
She is so bad. He's gotta be fucking her.
Think of that low-life scum who dumped you. Imagine the way he looks at her. Like he never looked at you. Cut!
I love you.
Cut.
A story about love.
Hollywood's not about loyalty, Zach.
All that stuff you told me about thinking I had potential, that was all lies, huh?
And growth.
People work in a cafe.
With the flavors, we have customers.
I got it.
I suppose you could give me some accuracy in your movies. You tend to lean away from it.
How do you feel about Zach's affair with his new leading lady?
Acting is acting. Acting is being.
Introducing Jodea.
You ever see a film called Born in Vegas?
That is the worst acting ever. Have you seen it?
I had the lead role in that film.
I love that movie. So, introducing Jodea. She starts. It's in theaters tomorrow. Believe it or not. And you got today, the last day for the free screening that we did on the show. So, if you're interested in seeing that, please IM me, and I will send you the passcode so you can see the whole movie. And it's in theaters tomorrow, so you guys will have to pay for it after this. So, but oh yeah, introducing Jodea. It is like the funniest movie. I enjoyed that movie so much. And then to actually meet the actress. So if you go back to last week, it was last Thursday, right? Last Thursday. So if you go back to last Thursday, our regular Cocktails and Conversation show, I actually interviewed the actress Chloe, who's also the writer of the show. So really good, cool movie. I really enjoyed that movie. It had me cracking up. Oh my gosh, she is too funny, too funny. Did you see that part where he was like, I was the actor, and she was like, that movie sucks. That was too funny. That was too funny. So, okay, Miss Ayesha, what do you have in the cards for the week? Let's make it happen.
Are we doing love readings? What are we doing?
Let's do a love reading. Let's see what's going to happen. What's in my cards for love right now?
Oh, okay. We'll see if we have any interesting quests or something coming up for you.
Something got to come up. Come on. It's about to be the summer, you know. And I have lost a couple of pounds, so I know I'm going to be looking good this summer.
What does love look like for Cammie? Let's see. In the next few months. We'll see here.
What we got?
No, Miss Cammie, you will not be having love in the next few months.
Aww.
You will be.
No love.
No
love.
It's not all bad.
Okay.
What you will be having is, and the reason for it is good. The reason that love is not coming up for you right now is because you are going to be too busy. You're going to be juggling your demands. You're going to be doing ups and downs. So you're going to be really focused on your work for a while. And you're going to have opportunities in front of you that's not going to allow you to even be, you're going to have television. You're not even going to be thinking about Tom over there and Leroy and all them. They are not going to, you ain't going to be tired. You ain't going to have no time for that. You're not. So, but what I do see is that you will be, you will have fulfillment.
Okay.
So there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, you're going to be near completion. I think once you get to that point, you know, there may be something at the end of that for you. Let me see. Let me investigate this Nine of Cups and see what's really going on here. Yeah, I feel like if you do have any dates in the next few months, you're going to be disappointed by them. So just a heads up, if you do go any dates, don't expect too much. I would just go have a little bit of fun.
Deuces.
Just let it be what it's going to be. Yeah, you know that they're not going to be the one in the next few months. So don't take it to heart. Just have light fun. Make some friends.
Okay, I can do that.
So let's see here.
Although there is this one guy who's so freaking handsome, but Nah, there's nothing in the cards for me. So, oh well.
What I do show for you is, I see the spirits basically letting me know that you are kind of looking towards looking for the way forward. You want to know what it is that you can do basically to bring, love into your life. And what they're confirming for me is that you're going to have all of that. So you don't really need to worry about that right now. Just have your laser focus on everything that you're doing right now, and that's going to come. I show completion for you. I show the world card. So you're going to have everything that you want. So just
Nice.
be patient.
Okay, I
It's
can do
going to
that.
come. I think we
I can
talked
do that.
before about what to expect. I told you he's going to be like you, and he's going to exhibit the same characteristics that you exhibit, which is going to be leadership, and he's going to be that strong, manly man that's going to be in charge. He's just going to top you.
Oh Lord.
So you better be ready.
Right, right. Okay, I received that. I received that.
So
Okay,
right
well,
now,
thank you.
just chill, enjoy
Just chill.
everything, sit
Hey,
back,
hey, I can do that.
juggle your projects, and
I'm
then it's
living my
coming.
best life.
Now let
I
me
can do
pull my
that.
cards. Let me see if I
Okay.
can read myself. Oh, I don't even know if I want to
I
talk to
was gonna
myself.
ask you, can you read yourself? Is that possible?
um, it is, but usually what I interpret it, most readers will tell you no, and it's because you can't, you can read into your situation, but not everything. And that's because life is meant to be a test. You're not meant to know every single aspect of everything. So while you can get a little bit of something, it's not going to be everything. And I don't have the depths of knowledge like you would on your situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So we can see.
Okay,
Let's
so
see
let
what
me.
I got for
Okay,
the next few
so
books.
let me see the card before you read it for yourself, and let me see if I can, if I've learned anything.
Okay.
So tell me what it is though, because I might not can recognize it myself.
Okay. So let's see.
Oh, I got a psychic
Love in my,
sister.
oh Lord. This is kind of scary. It's
Okay.
love in the cards. Let's see. Do I have love coming up in the next few months?
Mm.
Ooh.
I can't wait to see this.
Now I'm using my romance decks for this to see.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay. So let's see.
This is exciting. My first tarot reading.
So these are so how we usually do readings is you want to look at the pictures and kind of draw on um the first feeling that you get when you look
Okay.
at the picture. So before you even see anything, I don't want you to see the words. Just look at the picture and what do you see from that? What do you get from that?
Okay, I get a person repenting, a person praying over the other person, and the person that's being prayed over is repenting and receiving the gift of prayer from the other person.
So this person is asking for forgiveness.
Oh wow. I was was
You
I was
close.
I
You getting
was
there.
I close? Okay,
You
so
get
what does
there.
it mean?
So this is basically to let me know that before I move forward with anything, forgiveness has to be in order. So when you want to attract love to your life, you have to let go of past experiences. You have to basically go through whatever it is that you need to deal with in that past experience before you can move forward, before you can receive something. So
Okay,
um, that's basically what it is. So let's see what this next one. See if you get this next one.
let's see. That's actually seduction. So that's real love, or I want to say seduction is the first thing to come to my mind. Not your for real love, but just a fling type thing.
So yeah, it's just a little bit of flirting.
Oh, how cool is that?
So yeah. Um, so basically, in conjunction with the other card that I have, um, it's basically saying, you know what, bring the lightheartedness back, bring the flirting and all of those things back. Don't be afraid to be out there and allow that beautiful butterfly effect, the
Hmm.
nice cutesy love to come back in and just lighten up,
Yeah,
been too
yeah,
harsh. So
yeah.
spirit trying to
Stop
tell
being
me, you
so
know what,
serious.
chill out,
Yeah,
girl, stop being too damn serious, flirt a little
yeah,
bit, stop tripping on these
yeah.
bitches.
Back them eyes a little bit. There you go.
And so this here,
Well, see, that's okay. So looking at the word, but um, that's to me that's like you got a lot of people that's interested. You got a lot of people that might be interested in you, but it's only really one person that's for you.
okay, okay, I can see that. So yeah, it's coupled with the other cards. It's basically saying to say, um, there might be somebody who already has their eye on me, but I ain't loving them back. And I need to lighten up a
Oh
little bit
wow.
and flirt a little bit, and just stop being so hard. Just let
Okay,
yourself
so
go a
but
little
does
bit.
that fit what's going on in your life right now? Does that fit?
Um,
That's too funny.
well, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
According to this, I don't know. That's what it says. Oh, hold on. Don't read.
Well, I read the top already,
Oh,
but
dang.
I already did read the top, but that's okay. I'm just trying to see, because to me that wouldn't be engagement. That would be more of a courtship.
Hmm. You're right. You're absolutely right. So even though it says engagement, it's saying your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So that's letting me know, possibly in the next few months, because I asked about the next few months, right? That something that doesn't seem as significant may be very significant.
Wow.
Might be having a little something going on. But first, I gotta lighten up and
Right.
get over this fast stuff, and then we'll see. So that's not bad. So
Okay.
okay, okay.
Well, thanks for the reading. I received you very well, and thank you for letting me read you just a little bit there. That was fun. So, okay, well,
Absolutely. Thank you.
we're gonna end this show. I think it was great. I think we hit a couple of good topics, and so I think you should listen to Monique and don't go out in your bonnets. And I also think that you should learn more about your Black history and look up uh, Black Wall Street. There's movies out there. There's a movie coming out. I just didn't get the date on when it was coming out, but you can Google it and find Black Wall Street, and just learn your history. Just learn what has been suppressed that has not been out there available for us. Until now. They're bringing stuff back up now because of what's going on in the world. But please, please, educate your children, educate your family members, educate your friends. And like I said, my girlfriend last night, she never even heard of it. And she's a Caucasian lady, and me and her real close friends, and we talk about anything. I mean, sometimes I question myself, oh, was that racist? And I'm talking about a Black person, and she's like, no, I don't think so. And then, we make sure that we are respectful of each other, and so she's like, well, if I ever say anything, please let me know. And I'm like, well, I speak my mind, and so I don't want to sound too harsh, because I don't care what race they are. If I'm going to talk about them about a certain way about something, I don't give a crap of what race they are, because we weren't brought up to even see race. So
Right.
I want to say that to my family, I am very proud of my family because my family kept us pretty much sheltered from that kind of stuff. We didn't have to worry about racism as much growing up, at least on my end. I don't know about my siblings, but I don't think that we've had to worry about that too much growing up. I remember one time when my daughter, she was probably about 4 or 5. She was one of those kids that always said hi, 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 just saying hi. So my grandmother, my mother, myself, and my daughter. So 4 generations. We were in the line at the grocery store. It was Simon and David. I'll never forget in the Lovefield area, right over by Highland Park. So we shared, grocery stores with Highland Park. We was across the street from Highland Park. And so I remember my daughter speaking to this man, and he just looked at her like she was crap on the bottom of his shoe, you know. Beautiful little girl, curly hair, just beautiful. And my daughter kept saying hi, and I wanted to say something to the man. Don't you hear her speaking to you? But my grandmother looked over and she said, maybe he didn't feel like speaking, honey. And she grabbed my daughter and walked away. But that's the first time ever in my life. And as I told you, my daughter was about 3 or 4, maybe 5, I don't know. But that was the first time I've ever seen something like that going on that I was aware of. That I was aware of. So to say all that, with a mixed family and all our family, we didn't care. We didn't care about that. That wasn't a big topic. If it was a big topic, my family didn't let us feel that hurt or pain. So I'll always say to this day, I love my family for being, I mean, you met some of my family members. I love my family for always being open and loving. My grandparents made sure that we all had that Sunday dinner. Everybody came over, even if you brought your own spoon, fork, and knife and plate, everybody was welcome at our table, regardless to who you are, what race you were. My family was just that type of family. So but anyway, those are my last minute words. What do you got for the end?
Well, I feel like it's very important to, yes, everyone needs to know their Black history. Everyone that is living on this earth needs to know their history. They need to know where they come from. Just because it's been in the history books doesn't mean it includes all of your history. And that goes for any race, any nationality. I would just challenge anybody to go back and do some studying on your own. Really look into things and dive into things, and you'd be surprised. I feel like by knowing our history, that's going to expand our minds and open us up to a new reality where we're more accepting of each other because we understand where we come from. So that's my thoughts. Love and light to everybody. I feel like we got to bring love back into everything. That is why people are so divided. Stop being focused on color. We can't change who we are. We're born into this world this way, and this is what it is. So we have to be a little bit more accepting of where we're at with each other and who we are. So one love to everybody. I thank you all for listening. That's it.
Yep.
That's all I have.
All right. Well, thank you. We'll see you again next week, same time. But also don't forget to catch our show on Saturday where we will be interviewing the cute, handsome Gary Status. Did I say that right? Status. Well, that guy, that cute guy. And then we'll also be interviewing an actor, director that does movies as well. So we got a lot of good stuff coming up in the next few weeks. And I'm so excited because in July, my godbrother will be on the show. Mr. Tony Grant has agreed to be part of the show in July. So I'm very excited about that. And we got all kinds of cool people coming on board. And man, we're like blowing up. We're just little bitty us. And it's just like, wow. And it's all because
Blessings
of you
after
guys.
blessings.
It's a blessing, and it's all because of you guys. So please share, like, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe. I can't say that enough. And we are trying to build up our YouTube page. So please go there, like, share, subscribe. Ayesha will be doing her own show pretty soon too.
Yes,
So
yes.
you have that going on. You'll see that from time to time. And I think we know Eric Kurt's going to be doing a business show. So we got a lot of different things that's coming on the network. I even think Foster's going to be throwing in some kind of cooking show. I think that's going to be happening. So we're there for everyone. We're also inviting people to be a part of our network. So if you have a show, a topic that you want to bring to SKST Radio Network, let us know. We're happy to put you on board. We're working real hard building our studios. We got some stuff coming up. Good interviews, good one-on-ones. Our dream team is still in full effect. I think Squirrel Brown might be coming pretty soon as well. So we're just going to sit back and make it happen right here on SKST Radio. Until next week, we'll see you then.
You're watching SKST Radio.